Hello, Concord staff. This is Adam Yoder. I am one of the third grade teachers at Concord Oxbow. For this video, I will be showing you more of the advanced features within Google Forms. Google Forms is a very powerful and effective tool to assess your students' learning within your daily instruction time. To get to Google Forms, if you are within your Chrome browser, just select the Google Apps icon and then scroll on down. You'll find Forms here. Or if you are within your Google Drive, just select New, slide on down to More, and here's Forms. The first advanced feature within Google Forms is the Get Prefilled Link option. Some of the teachers within our district teach multiple periods during the day about just within one content area. And say that you have a form already made and you want to send it out to your period 2 students. To do that, just head on up to the More options, select Get Prefilled Link, and then you'll just choose the option that you want to already have pre-filled for those students. So I want to have this form already filled in for the period 2, so I'll select that. Come on down and click on Get Link. And then you'll have a little pop-up here. You'll select the copy link with this form already filled in for the period 2, and you can push that out for those students. So really cool feature for that. Another fantastic feature within Google Forms is data validation. For data validation, you can set parameters on how you want students to respond to particular questions. So for this question here, I want the students to have a written response. So here you'll come on down to the More options, and then you can click on Response Validation. Depending on the type of question, you'll have different menu choices. For this one, I want them to have a thorough, detailed response about what they had for breakfast. So I'll click on length and a regular expression, so I'll keep that at length. And then here you have a minimum count or a maximum count, so I want it to be at least a minimum so they can write more, and you can set the character limit. For this one, I'm going to set it at for 500. And I'll show you then what it will look like from the student end. So I'll come on up to the preview, and then students are able to type in their response about what they had for breakfast. Had Cocoa Puffs for breakfast. Done. Unfortunately, they didn't meet the full requirement of 500 characters and it prompted them. So again, this is a fantastic feature that Google Forms has built in for data validation. Another cool feature within data validation is accessing email. And I'll show you actually 2 different things here. So here I want an email. Well, what kind of email? So you can click on More options and you can give them more description on basically what the question wants them to be. Work email. The description is just kind of adding more to the question. And then come on down to the More options and click on Response Validation. And as I mentioned earlier, depending on the kind of question, the menu choices will change. So you have numbers. So for like math, you can set that and such. So you have numbers, text, length, and regular expression. For this one, I want email, so I'll keep it at text. And then these options change. So you have contains, doesn't contain. You also have a URL, but for this one, I want it to be an actual email address. So when they type in, it has to have the @ symbol and .com or .net or whatever it is that they use. So this is all about for data validation. Another great feature within Google Forms is this copying and pasting. So it's a big time saver. So a lot of us within the district already have pre-made window assessments for us from our teams, from our curriculum teams. And I'm ready to copy these questions that were already made from our assessments and make it into a Google form. So that way I can save time with grading and reviewing how students did. So all you need to do is simply copy the question, and then you can simply paste it just like that. Since I already have the option choices here for the answers, I just copy those, and then you can paste them in for your answer choices. Now, sometimes when you paste them, you'll have to adjust depending on how the layout is on the assessment that was already made. So big time-saving feature within Google Forms is you can simply copy and paste from pre-existing forms or tests that have already been from the district. Another great feature within Forms is the go-to based on answer feature. I like to think of this as like a maze feature. So this student selects this answer, they're going to go here within the form. Or if this student chooses 300 degrees Fahrenheit, they're going to go here. So for this question, obviously 100 degrees and 1000 degrees will be wrong based on baking your cookies. So I want them to have a review video to kind of refresh and give them some more content based on how to bake cookies. To do that, you'll want to add different sections. So you'll click on the add section from the menu bar here. And then I'm just going to label this section as review for those students who select the wrong answer. And then I can add a video. And then I want it to be on how to bake cookies. And then I'll select the video that I want them to watch as review to give them more enrichment. And then you'll notice here then when I added the video, the more option click came on up. I'll select that, then I can center it, align it however that you feel like your students are going to best learn. And then I want to add another section for the students who did get that correction correct. So here then is more quiz, or I'll just say questions. And here then you are able to add more questions for your students' learning. So then come on back on up to this question. And then here then you're going to click on the more options. And then you'll select go to section based on the answers. So as I mentioned before, we said that 100 degrees and 1000 degrees was incorrect. So I want them to watch that review video. So I'll click on the review section for both of those answer options. And for the students who got the correct answer, I want them to move on and not watch the video since they clearly know the content and continue on with the form. So they'll go on to section 3. So when they're filling it out, it'll take them right to where they go. So really, really great, easy feature to use within Google Forms. And then up here, if you click on the more options, there are some add-ons. Add-ons is another built-in feature within Google that you can use to further use more features within that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time within here, but you can scroll through and find the add-ons that you feel will help you within your area of instruction. Some add-ons that I already have, so you'll just come on over to the puzzle piece here. When you added them, you'll just come in here. You can make all questions required, so that is a feature to get an add-on. So instead of clicking do you want to make this question required and doing that for every single one, you can just add that feature and you can set that, which is really cool. You set all questions as required, continue, and then you'll just go through all these prompts. And then all of the questions then are set to be required, which is really cool. So that's another nice little time saver. Here then you have choice eliminator. So if you're sending out like a parent survey with different times for like parent-teacher conferences, you can set different times. So then when as parents are filling out the forms, say that already a parent filled out for the 1 o'clock form, the next parents cannot select 1 o'clock because that one has already been picked. So really cool, interesting add-on features. Let me show you for the last little bit of the video on how to make a Google form into a quiz. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and make a new form. The quiz feature is fantastic. Again, instead of taking home bundles of paper and spending hours upon hours grading, sorting through, saying these students got an A, these students got a B, and so forth, let Google Forms do the work for you. So to do that, we're going to do another practice quiz. And come on up here to Untitled Form. I'll give it the same title. Form description, again, is just giving instructions or directions based on what they're doing. So I'm going to call this Windows C assessment. And for my first choice, I normally have the kids type in their first name. And it automatically changes it to short answer, and I want to make that as required. For this form, I want all questions required, so I'm going to go to my add-on, to my puzzle piece, set all questions as required. And I'll do that then for every single time that I add the plus symbol. It should make it required. So let me show you then how the quiz feature works within Google Forms. Head on up then to your settings gear, and then you'll want to select on quizzes. And then you can make this a quiz, and which is really fantastic for Concord since we're moving to Chromebooks. You can set a locked mode on Chromebooks. all you need to do is select this icon here, and then respondents cannot open up other tabs when they are taking the quiz or this particular form that you created, which is really, really awesome new feature that they just added. So you can select save, and then we can start building our quiz. So here I'm just going to select just random questions. So 1 + 2 equals what? And then I want to change this and make it as a drop down to kind of give them just a different look. So we'll say 4, 5, and 3. And then here, then you'll notice as I'm building my question with my answers, an answer key will pop up. So you want to select that. And then here, then you can assign the point value based on the question. And I believe it is, you can set an unlimited amount of points per question. So this one, I'll just set it for 1 point. And then you'll want to select the correct answer. 1 + 2 is obviously 3. And then here, then you can add answer feedback. So for the incorrect answers, try again next time. Please draw a picture to help. And then you can go to the correct answer for the kids who selected the correct answer. Well done. And this will pop up then after they're done with the form as they can review their results, and those will be there. Or you can give links or extra videos. So if the students are really struggling with 1 + 2, you can give them on how to add video, and you can add that for their feedback. So really, really awesome extra enrichment feedback features for students. And then those will pop up here then for you. So again, let's create another question. I'm going to show you how this quiz form works. Then you can say, what color is the grass? And again, you can say brown, black, green. Again, once you're ready, you'll want to select the answer key, give it a point value, and then you want to select your correct answer. And then again, as I showed to the prior question, you can give answer feedback based on how they did. Okay, let me show you one more different features. Some of you teachers like to have written out responses. And I'll show you then how Google Forms can make this work then for you as well. So here, maybe you want to say, what did you eat for breakfast? And you're looking for students to give you detailed information based on what they ate, and maybe even giving text evidence if they're responding to a particular question. Unfortunately, Google Forms is not able to automatically grade written out responses, but I can show you how to do that here in just a few minutes. So again, you want to set how many points you want this question to be. So for this one, I'm going to give it a 2-point value. And then we are ready then for Google Forms to grade. So then when I'm ready, I can hit the preview button. And then here I'm just going to fill it in as a student. 1 + 2, we'll say that one's 3. What color is the grass? We'll say black. And then what did you eat for breakfast? A Cocoa Puffs. Done. I want the students to view the score. So then here they got a 1 out of 4, unfortunately. So they got the addition problem correct, and then here was their feedback. Of course, they missed that one. Now, you might be saying, hey, but Google Forms is not able to do this. This is what you can do to help grade written out responses. So you go to your practice quiz that you created, and then you want to click on responses. And then you want to click on the individual tab here, and then you can sort through the students, and then you can come on down to the written out response. And then here then, I ate Cocoa Puffs. I'm looking for more detail. So here then, you can change the point value for that student. The student attempted at a good response, so they're going to get a 1 out of 2 instead. And then you can type out a response for that student. You need more information, period. And then you can save that. And then this way then, and then you want to save it. And then their student point value changed from 1 out of 4 to 2 out of 4 for this. So again, Google Forms not able to grade written out responses, but it's workable, and this is a nice time saver, especially for these types of questions, multiple choice type questions or drop down menus. In recap, Google Forms is a very powerful and effective tool to use within your daily instructional time in your classrooms. Thank you for watching, and happy Google Forming!